by accident.
That 26-year-old officer continues to fight for his life after Saturday night shooting.
And this as we are learning more about how police took the suspect into custody. CBS 2's Kevin Racone live from Brookdale Hospital with the new details. Kevin.
Well, Maurice and Christine, there is a lot of emotion here at this hospital as officers have continued to make their way inside to show their support to loved ones who've been surrounding this 5-year veteran inside. As mentioned, fighting for his life. He's been in critical condition. That suspect was taken into custody late today in the afternoon, late this afternoon into the early evening hours, and we are learning more about that arrest. Tonight in Nanuet, at a hotel, a man wanted in connection with the weekend shooting of an off-duty NYPD officer was taken into custody. For now, we don't know much more about that suspect, but we do know charges are pending as questioning continues at the 75th precinct. This all stems from a botched robbery.
Everyone around the world, you need to keep this officer in your prayers. He goes out there every day making sure you guys are safe.
On Saturday, the officer and his brother-in-law were in East New York responding to a Facebook Marketplace ad. They wanted to buy a used car. When they got to Ruby Street, the seller pulled out a gun. Shots were exchanged, with the off-duty officer getting shot in the head. While we don't have his name just yet, we do know he's married, has 2 kids, and lives in Deer Park.
We are lifting the family up in prayers, and right now the family is deciding their decisions and is still in the care of the medical professionals.
And there are certainly some tough decisions that have to be made inside this hospital as that officer continues to fight for his life in that critical condition, as mentioned. Now, I can also tell you there was a lot of effort underway from those fellow officers to try and make an arrest, that arrest signifying a small step towards feeling a piece of justice in this case. We're live outside Brookdale Hospital.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Call Out TV. This is your boy, Ja. Man, we got to talk about it real quick. So y'all all know that a young 26-year-old NYPD officer was shot in his head on Saturday night, along with him and a relative, when they met up with this dude from Facebook Marketplace because he wanted to purchase a vehicle. So the dude that he thought that he was purchasing the vehicle from, the NYPD officer, he was shot in his head when he was put in a headlock by the shooter. And then when he tried to resist and get away, that's when the nigga pulled and shot him in his fucking head, man. So right now, you know what I mean, my prayers go out to this young NYPD officer, 26 years old. He's from Long Island, Deer Park, I think that is. And, you know, it's just a sad and unfortunate situation now. You know, we all know what's going on with police brutality and police killing, you know, black men for no reason. But, you know, you do have some good officers out here, man. And this is an officer that's married and he has children. And he is in very, very critical condition. He is in graveyard condition, y'all. All because he was off duty. He was looking to meet up with a dude to purchase a vehicle that he thought that was going to be an honest man. And the dude turned around and shoot him in his fucking head. Well, we about to get into this video reaction of the NYPD press conference. They captured the shooter. The shooter has been on the run for the past couple of days. The NYPD put out a $10,000 reward to try to catch this dude. And we about to get into this video reaction, man. So don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. The like button is free, and it don't cost you a thing.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You won't be taking money from responders.
Call Barry Seminary at 800-507-7
Hello, and thank you for being here.
For the record, y'all, this is the NYPD commissioner, the first female commissioner ever in the New York City in the NYPD's history. Never before have you seen an NYPD black commissioner.
Today we are announcing the arrest of a 38-year-old New York City man in the shooting of an NYPD police officer last Saturday night. Our officer, your officer, named Adid Fayaz, a 26-year-old married father of 2 young children, is in grave condition and is fighting for his life at this moment. Following this violent crime, the subject immediately went on the run.
Did y'all hear that, y'all? That shit is so sad.
Fleeing to a Rockland County motel room.
I'm alive right now.
He fled, but he could not evade our reach. In less than 46 hours, he was handcuffed by an NYPD detective assigned to the U.S. Marshals Regional Fugitive Task Force. We want to thank the extraordinary case detectives here, their NYPD colleagues, and all of the task force members from our law enforcement partner agencies for their swift and professional work. They are a steady reminder that the New York City investigators are the very best at what they do. Last night, the subject was returned to Brooklyn and remains in NYPD custody at this hour. He is expected to be charged later today. Chief Essig will provide some details about the investigation that led to his capture. New Yorkers.
Dude thought he was gonna rob and shoot a cop and get away with it. I'm no fan of the NYPD, mainly because of what some of the things that they've put my family through in the past. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, watching them harass my father and my uncles and my older cousins. And, you know what I'm saying? Seeing them kicking and raiding our home and just, you know, illegally searching our house. Like, I went through all of that coming up. I was born in a dysfunctional family, man. So I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fuck with NYPD, but I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and act like, yo, there's not no good cops out here. You got good cops, and then you got niggas like Denzel and Training Day. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that tell you want to go to jail or you want to go home. You make a decision.
We are in this together. The victim in this case is an NYPD officer. We will relentlessly pursue anyone who carries an illegal firearms or shoots someone in this city. I will now turn it over to the Chief of Detectives, James Essig.
Yeah, but the city is too bad. It's full of crime now. This shit is out of hand. And working class citizens that's not involved in the gang life, they deserve to protect themselves. We have the right to bear arms, and y'all taking our rights away from us. Facts. A lot of times when victims are getting robbed, NYPD is nowhere around. How are we supposed to protect ourselves if y'all keep tightening up, making these gun laws strict?
Good morning, everybody. I just want to make a few introductions. To my right is Chief Fernando.
That's the chief, this dude right here. I've seen him in plenty of big gang takedowns here in NYC. Whether it was the Drilly gang, whether it was the YGs, whether it was the GDs, whether it was the Bloods. This chief of detective dude right here, this Italian dude right here, I've seen him at many press conferences on the news.
Ramirez, the Detective Borough Brooklyn North Chief, and the 2 case detectives who worked tirelessly on this case for the last few days.
This dude is responsible for locking up a lot of the young drill rap artists right now. All the D-Things, the K-Flocks. This man right here is responsible for putting them in there, for hunting them down vigorously and making them pay for the crimes allegedly that they committed.
Detective Ryan Lawson from the 7-5 Detective Precinct Squad, and Detective Joe Brunetti from Brooklyn North Homicide. Also with us is Ralph Scozio from the U.S. Marshal's Office. So on Saturday,
they had the U.S. Marshals, they had the FBI, Nypd, working on this shit, working on this case, man.
February 4th at 6:55 p.m., 7-5 precinct officers responded to 472 Ruby Street. That's in the East New York section of Brooklyn for a man shot. The victim was later identified as an off-duty.
Yeah, I saw over there, Ruby Street. That block don't ring bells, but I know where it's at. I googled on Google Maps. It's over there by It's over there by the pink houses. You know what I'm saying? It's over there by the pink houses and all that. I know exactly where that's at.
Duty police officer Adid Fayez, a male, 26 years old. Investigation by the 7-5 Detective Squad and Brooklyn North Homicide revealed the following. Officer Fayez was in contact with a male who was selling a Honda Pilot via Facebook Marketplace for $24,000. They had originally...
You gotta watch these marketplaces, man. Them shits don't be legit, man. Those shits be scams. Dudes be looking to link up with you and rob you or even take your fucking life. You gotta be careful for these Facebook and Instagram marketplaces, man, because a lot of them joints be cat, man.
Planned to meet the prior day, February 3rd, but that meet fell through as Officer Fayez could not make it and agreed to meet the next day. On February 4th at 6:50 p.m., his brother-in-law's auto. At the location, they were met by a male wearing a black jacket, gray sweatpants, with a beard and mustache. The male proceeded to walk both men towards a driveway between 472 and 458 Ruby Street. The male then asked jokingly, "Are you guys carrying a gun?" Both men responded no.
Man, he should have pulled the cops, man. The cop is trained to know what the fuck is going on, man. You supposed to read between the lines. He asked if y'all was carrying a gun so he could rob y'all, man. You should have pulled up your gun right then and there, man. But you know, him being young and an inexperienced cop, you know what I'm saying? He said no. I ought to back my shit out right there. Like, yeah, nigga. I ought to back my shit out right there. Like, yeah, nigga. What's up? What's up, nigga? Put your fucking hands up in the air right now. Don't fucking move. Let me see some ID. Why the fuck you asking me if I got a gun? Yeah, I'm a good fucking gun. Yeah, I got a fucking gun, nigga. I'm a fucking cop, nigga. Put your fucking hands up in the air right now. Call for backup. Yo, we got a shut, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I mean? You ain't preserved your life, man. And now you hanging on, you hooked up to all these fucking machines, and any second now we gonna be looking to hear that beep, 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 beep. That shit is sad, son.
At this time, our perpetrator grabs our MOS in a headlock, points the gun at his head, and demands the money. Our officer states he doesn't have the money, at which time the perpetrator points the firearm at the brother-in-law. Police officer Fayez was able to break free, at which time the male fired, striking him in the head. As he flees, he continues to fire towards both the officer and his brother-in-law. The officer's brother-in-law removes the firearm from our MOS's hip, carrying a gun. An auto on Linden Boulevard and proceeded to 472 Ruby Street in his brother-in-law's auto. At the location, they were met by a male wearing a black jacket, gray sweatpants, with a beard and mustache. The male proceeded to walk both men towards a driveway between 472 and 458 Ruby Street. The male then asked jokingly, "Are you guys carrying a gun?" Both men responded no. At this time, our perpetrator grabs our MOS in a headlock, points the gun at his head and demands the money. Our officer states he doesn't have the money, at which time the perpetrator points the firearm at the brother-in-law. Police officer Faiz was able to break free, at which time the male fired, striking him in the head. As he flees, he continues to fire towards both the officer and his brother-in-law. The officer's brother-in-law removes the firearm from MOS's hip.
Even after he shot the cop in the head that was trying to get free because the perpetrator was pointing the gun at the cop's brother and he was trying to save his brother, and he ended up getting shot because he was trying to wiggle and get loose, man. That shit is crazy. And then as the nigga is lying on the ground, profusely bleeding out his fucking head, blood gushing every fucking way, this nigga still running away firing. Heartless motherfuckers, man. We live in a crazy world, y'all. Y'all gotta be careful out there, for real.
And returns fire at least 6 times. Our perpetrator jumps into a driver's seat of a black auto and speeds off. Investigators were able to view video of the brother-in-law's vehicle. This auto is a TLC plate and is equipped with dash cam video. Based on that video and computer work, detectives were able to ID that auto as a 2011 BMW belonging to a Wanda Jones, a resident residing in a nearby pink housing development.
See? It belonged to a resident that lived at the pink houses, man. I told y'all, man. Ruby Street is like, those are like more or less, those are side blocks, you know what I mean, full of private houses and shit like that. Then you got pink houses that's on the other side or across the Linden. All you gotta do is cross over the boulevard, and pink houses right there. It's across the street, basically. But these dudes, the dude that got shot, he looked like he's from Pakistan or Indian or some shit. There's a lot of Indian families that live across the street from the pink houses and the private houses over there.
Whereas investigative steps determined that Mrs. Jones had a son who fit the description of our Ruby Street perpetrator. Extensive video canvases pre-incident shows a male wearing an orange hoodie, black and blue jacket, gray sweatpants, and Timberline boots in and out of that same vehicle. Post-incident video tracks that same vehicle on the South Conduit, westbound on the Grand Central Park, over the Queensboro Bridge. At 8 p.m., that vehicle pulling the Department of Sanitation parking lot at 130th Street and Park Avenue. That was a TLC plate and is equipped with dash cam video. Based on that video and computer work, detectives were able to ID that auto as a 2011 BMW belonging to a Wanda Jones.
Yo, that's crazy. So the brother of the cop had a TLC car because the brother who got shot, they was traveling to meet up with this dude, but they was in separate vehicles. The cop had his own car, and the brother was a TLC driver. So they was able to identify the shooter's vehicle based off of the brother's TLC car, which was equipped with a dash cam. You get me?
A resident residing in a nearby pink housing development. Additional inquiries and investigative steps determined that Mrs. Jones had a son who fit the description of our Ruby Street perpetrator. Extensive video canvases pre-incident shows a male wearing an orange hoodie, black and blue jacket, gray sweatpants, and Timberline boots in and out of that same vehicle. Post-incident video tracks that same vehicle on the South Conduit, westbound on the Grand Central Parkway over the Queensboro Bridge. At 8:10 p.m., video shows that vehicle pulling the Department of Sanitation parking lot at 130th Street and Park Avenue. That same male wearing an orange sweatshirt, gray pants with a bag in his hand is seen exiting that auto. At 10:55 p.m., that male, along with the female and 5 young children, was seen on video exiting 1948 Park Avenue.
Wow. So the man was on the run for shooting an off-duty NYPD officer with his kids and the kid's mother involved. Wow.
They enter a gray 2010 Acura and drive off. Yesterday morning, after reviewing the video,
So that means homie must have been speeding on the Jackie Robinson, the Grand Central. He must have been speeding, son. He must have been fucking speeding with the kids in the vehicle. The kids was probably scared as fuck. Don't know what's going on. Man, homeboy is fucked, man. He finished. I should have been reported on this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I was talking about the NBA and blogging about that, but I should have been reported on this story right here, man. It's sad. It's heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I know a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all got a distaste in y'all mouth for the NYPD, you know what I'm saying? But there are some good cops. Like, I remember when, you know, remember the Bronx fires that happened 3 years ago, man? When like them 19 people got burned to death up in the Bronx. You had some good cops over there that was trying to help and pull them burning babies out of the buildings and shit. They was riding front line with the fire department, man. And also when y'all know the disaster that happened in 2001 when the World Trade Center went down. You had some good cops out there trying to pull people out of buildings and trying to rescue them and shit, man. So, you know, it's just, you know, the bad ones, they spoil it for everybody, you know. Because you got some real low-down, dirty cops that's hiding behind their badges.
Electronic and eyewitness evidence, the Regional Fugitive Task Force began its search. They were able to track that auto to 367 New York Route 59 East, which is a Days Inn in Nanuet, New York, room 260.
This motherfucker was robbing to provide for his family, though. You know what I'm saying? But he just happened to rob the wrong person. It seemed like him, his girl, and his kids, they was living out of hotels or shelters or whatever. And maybe they was in the shelter. They got tired of being in the shelters. And, you know what I'm saying, his baby moms was probably putting pressure on him to go catch a jukes real quick. And he ended up shooting and killing the wrong person. Because let's be honest, he's not dead yet, but he's going to die. He's in grave condition. When they say that, when they report that he's in grave condition, he's not going, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to make it through this headshot, man. He got shot in his head, man. Which is a result of his brain being dead. He's hooked up to a machine right now. Any minute that shit could go off and start beeping. That shit is fucked up, man.
A female, the girlfriend, was present along with those 5 children, ages 6 months to 11 years. She was taken into custody and questioned. She is not being charged at this time. Also taken into custody was Randy Jones, a male 38 years old, with an address of 2878 Linden Boulevard in Brooklyn. Charges against Mr. Jones are pending as we are awaiting the execution of 2 search warrants. I just want to thank everybody who helped us in this, our NYPD members and also our federal partners, particularly the U.S. Marshal's Office, who was instrumental in the apprehension, and the Brooklyn DA's office, particularly our Homicide Bureau, Layla Rosini. And with that, I'd like to take any questions. That is true. We used the officer Faiz cuffs to cuff the suspect in that. And, you know, we wanted him to know what he did to that officer and that officer's cuffs went on him, and I think it sends a powerful message.
Wow, the officer who was shot, they put his cuffs on the shooter, even though the cop is in Brookdale fighting for his life, man. My heart goes out to him and his family. Even if he is a cop, no one deserves her. He's a young father, man. I mean, 26 years old, man. You got your whole life to live. No one would ever think that at 26, you'd be dying, getting shot in your head. He probably wanted to become a cop ever since he was a little kid. That was probably his dream. And now he's being robbed of that because eventually he is going to die. Unfortunately, it's sad to say, but he's going to die from this, man. So, rest up to that young man. And my prayers go out to his family. For real, I mean that shit.
Now, we don't know that yet. We haven't spoken to him. We know there were 5 young children taken in, and that'll be a part of the investigation, but they're with the mom right now.
This stupid motherfucker, low-life bum, couldn't go and get a job to provide for his girl and his children. But he'd rather take something else. He'd rather take something from someone, rob them of their life. Because he made bad decisions with his life. He brought children into this world that he couldn't afford to take care of. So he want to go out here robbing, killing innocent people. This shit ain't gonna stop. It's sad, man. That's why y'all need to loosen up. Y'all really do need to, loosen up. If you got cops getting killed like that, this is the 3rd young cop that has gotten killed in the past 3 years. Y'all remember what happened? Y'all remember what happened last year, right? When those 2 young Spanish cops up in Harlem, when they was ambushed, when the mother called 911 because she said that her son was menacing her. He had all type of artillery weapons in his house. And then when the cops was on the scene, the young Spanish dudes, when they came, they knocked on the door. You know what I'm saying? And they just, dude just ambushed them. You know what I'm saying? As they was coming through the door of the apartment, dude just ambushed them, man. He had some big shit too. He had like a Uzi or some shit like that. He was going, bro, he went crazy on the cops, man. And they end up losing their life, man. So there's 3 cops that has died under Mayor Adams' watch. This dude is the worst mayor in the history of New York City. He's worse than Mayor Dinkins was, man.
No, I think he wasn't feeling well on that day, and he didn't go in, and the brother-in-law couldn't make it, so they postponed it to the next day. Not that we know of. There was a phone conversation, and they agreed to meet at that location. There are a few other social media, Facebook marketplace robberies. One that happened just recently, I believe it was early January, right down the block. There's also some in South.
Y'all gotta be careful out there, man, for those Facebook marketplace. When people are selling electronics, automobiles, because you don't know that could be the back door right there. That could be the last time your loved ones see you, man. you walking out that door thinking that you're gonna go purchase something that you saw off of Facebook, and you end up, you know what I mean, getting shot like this officer here and losing your life. Y'all gotta be a little bit more careful, man.
Southeast Queens that we're looking at to see if there's any connections to Mr. Jones. Do you have guns? It happens very quick. Do you have guns? He asked jokingly. No. He then grabs our officer in a headlock real quick and demands money. When he says, I don't have any, points the gun at the brother-in-law. As our officer pulls, this happens in a matter of seconds. As our officer pulls free, he fires a shot striking our officer. He's on the scene by himself. He posted by himself, but we're looking at other crimes and we'll see if there's any sort of crew or any additional perpetrators in this.
Also, they said that I don't know if y'all heard it, but they were saying that the cop shooter, he had a history in the past of getting arrested for strangulation. So this dude was strangling and abusing women, man. Caught several DV cases in the past. But when he go to jail, man, them cops gonna do him, them pigs gonna do him dirty up in the mountains. But he might go to jail as a hero in the inmates' eyes because, you know what I mean, he stood up and he bodied a cop. But, you know what I'm saying, them CEOs gonna fuck him up. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. This your boy Call Outs TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We got more content on the way.